This evening's show of FSU weather today is, again, Thursday, September the 14th. I'm student meteorologist Margaret Hollis.
And I'm meteorologist Jake Karstens. And the big story around town today was the bump back up here. The temperatures getting back towards those normal higher 80s. A lot of sunshine today, a couple showers earlier in the afternoon, but that's going to be the recurring trend going forward.
Yep, those temperatures have rebounded right back up to our normal end of summer warmth from the nice break that we got earlier this week. Of course, the cloud cover during Irma kept our temperatures very chilly, and we kept temperatures nice Tuesday and Wednesday, but they're rebounding right back up to average.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil too much about the local forecast as Margaret's about to be going out here, but tomorrow and Saturday are looking like some slightly nastier days ahead in terms of rainfall before a pretty stagnant pattern works in next week.
We're settling right back into that usual summer pattern of rain chances sticking around, varying here and there, but sticking around and right back up around that 90-degree mark. So I'm going to take things out to the wall now, where we are going to take a look at our local weather. Today's almanac, we can't really get any closer to average for our weather today. The high today was 88 degrees relative to that average of 89, and the low 68 versus the average of 69, so we could not ask for more average weather conditions today here in Tallahassee. Currently, it's 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. That dew point is a very, very muggy 74 degrees. So that relative humidity also very high, 74%, and there is no wind to speak of to provide any relief from the muggy feeling outside. Satellite and radar across the tri-state area, we are seeing some clouds, so that does provide a smidge of relief. You don't have the bright afternoon sun in your eyes, and some people are getting in on some afternoon showers that might help keep things a smidge cooler for a couple of minutes, but most of that moisture is staying off in the Gulf, and we're only seeing cloud cover here around the Florida Big Bend, where it is nice and warm. 82 degrees in St. Mark's, 83 in Tallahassee, getting all the way up to 88 degrees in Marianna. So you can see with the 80-degree temperatures across the entire Big Bend, it is still quite warm, and in addition to the warmth, it also feels quite muggy. The dew point all the way up at 77 degrees in Carabel. That is a very, very high dew point. Even here in Tallahassee, where the dew point is 74, it still feels quite muggy outside. Now, as we take a look over the next couple of hours, cloud cover sticks around through this evening, a patchy shower or two, and as you get into tomorrow afternoon, those rain chances do return. This area of yellows and greens here doesn't mean it's going to rain everywhere between Panama City and Lake City. It just means there's a decent chance of rain anywhere in that area. So we do have a decent chance of rain for tomorrow, and as we get into tomorrow evening, it clears out. By Saturday afternoon, those rain chances return, but it's more focused on places like Madison County, Jefferson County, Leon, and Wakulla counties. So the places right here near Tallahassee have rain chances again on Saturday afternoon. Saturday evening, though, the rain chances diminish, and we are left with just cloud cover for the Big Bend. So overall, a nice day, as long as you remember to dodge the rain if you hear any thunder. If you're planning on going out on the boat tomorrow with that last day off of classes, wind out of the southeast, 5 to 10 knots, waves of 1 to 2 feet with a light chop. And if you just want to go down to the beach, another nice day. Wind out of the southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. That surf, 1 to 2 feet. Just watch out for the heat index. Tonight's evening planner, the temperature drops down by 7 p.m. towards around 83, cooling off through the rest of the night for a nice, pleasant night. Friday, 87, another cloudy day with showers in the mid-afternoon. And for the next 5 days here, you can see those rain chances Friday and Saturday up at 60%. But now I'm going to hand things off to Jake for the southeast.
All right, thanks a lot, Margaret. Let's zoom things out a little bit to see a pretty pronounced difference from what we had across the southeast yesterday, namely the temperatures up in parts of Alabama and Georgia, where things are markedly warmer, about 10 degrees in some spots, currently 80 degrees in Huntsville, 83 here in Tallahassee, and getting close to the 90s in some parts, not even just in Florida. Shreveport over at 88, Jackson 87, Savannah also at 88 degrees. And here's really the story here. The remnants of Irma have pretty much died out, so we see much warmer temperatures associated with that. 15 degrees warmer than we were at this time yesterday up in northeastern Mississippi here in Tupelo. Pretty similar differences really anywhere you look across northern Alabama up into the Tennessee Valley. Let's look at the southeast radar, and really the only active spot right now is the Gulf of Mexico, really Florida. Pretty sunny skies anywhere else that you look. You see some pretty regular afternoon sorts of thunderstorms riding up the I-4 corridor as well as down I-75 in the southwestern part of Florida, which of course is not looking forward to seeing any more of that rainfall. So this big old blob of convection in the Gulf not really posing much of an issue right now to land. Here's the watches and warnings. This is all related to hurricane or tropical storm Jose, and not really an issue for Florida. And we're going to need a lot of time to talk about what's happening there. But the real focus here still is the flooding concerns in many of the Florida rivers, in particular the Santa Fe River, just to the north of Gainesville here, which has been rising rather rapidly over these last couple of days and could potentially contribute to some major traffic problems on I-75 as people are trying to come down home after Hurricane Irma. Now let's start doing our little tour of the southeast with a 3-day forecast. Sunny skies in Charleston, which is another area very hard hit by Irma, which is something we're really excited to see here. 85 Friday and Saturday, mostly sunny skies, pretty consistent with those temperatures. Let's look at Nashville. Pretty similar picture here. Mid to upper 80s for the highs, mostly sunny skies running Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so another fantastic picture over there. Little Rock, a little bit warmer, 88 for the high on Friday under sunny skies, and a little bit of cloud cover working in Saturday and Sunday. But that ridging pattern really beginning to make itself felt as those temperatures get towards the 90-degree point anywhere you look across the southeast here, all the way over in Arkansas, Asheville, North Carolina, a little further north, they're feeling a little bit more comfortable. 77 degrees for the high Friday, those lows in the 50s. I'm really hoping to see more of that around here pretty soon, but we're going to have to wait till late September, early October to get in on that fun. Across the region, tonight's forecast, we see 69 degrees in Shreveport, 66 Tupelo, 70s, even some 80s down in South Florida, of course, as they never really like to get down into the 60s like the rest of us. And for tomorrow, a little bit rainy right along the Gulf Coast here, 91 in Orlando, 87 in New Orleans, but up to the north, temperatures rising, sun staying out. For now, back to the desk where Margaret is standing by.
Thanks, Jake. Back here at the desk, we wanted to bring some attention to one of our FSU alumni who is now working as a meteorologist in Mobile, Alabama. He has been there for a number of years. This is Alan Seals that we're talking about. Last week, as Irma was passing north of Puerto Rico and was visible on American radars, a lot of people were starting to get concerned about where the system was going, what it was going to do to the mainland United States. And he actually gained a lot of attention because of how well he was able to explain Hurricane Irma, where it was going, what it was doing, and on the radar, the eye wall replacement cycles as it passed north of Puerto Rico. And a lot of people on the internet were very impressed with this, to the point that the social media site Reddit actually declared that he was the best weatherman in the entire country. So we want to give a huge shout out to Alan Seals and say congratulations on that. All of our FSU alumni are great weather people, meteorologists, and now I'm going to take things out to the tropics, where we do still have a couple of systems to talk about. Our tropical update here. We're going to start off out in the Pacific Ocean, where we have Hurricane Max about to make landfall in Mexico, and Tropical Storm Norma also likely going to make a landfall in Mexico. And in addition to that, monitoring Tropical Depression 15, no threat to land right now, and another tropical wave that has a chance of development. So very busy out in the Pacific tropics. But as we bring things back home to the Atlantic, things are not entirely in the clear yet. Tropical Storm Jose is still spinning around out in the Atlantic. It is completing its loop, and we're watching two more systems that, if they form, would be named either Lee or Maria, depending on whether one or both forms. So hurricane climatology for the month of September, a lot of storms start off from the West African coast and make their way across the Atlantic Ocean. And when they get towards the Windward and Leeward Islands, that's where they start getting into a lot of that warmer water, and the Gulf of Mexico as well. These red areas are where in September we usually see high chances of formation of hurricanes. So storms that get towards this area have a high chance of development, and they either parallel the U.S. coast or head in towards the Gulf of Mexico, where they impact the Gulf Coast. Now, as we take a look at the the satellite view of Tropical Storm Jose, it has lost a lot of its organizational structure over the last couple of days. It's not looking anywhere near as impressive as it had at this time last week. So as we take a look at the track now, it has almost completed its loop, and going into the next couple of days, it will re-strengthen into a Category 1 storm and parallel the U.S. East Coast. As time goes on, forecasts become more uncertain. So this is something that people up in North Carolina, Virginia, and the Northeast will need to keep an eye on. And over the next week to 2 weeks, these two systems here have a chance of developing, so we also will need to be watching them. And they'll be making their way across the Atlantic, but they are no threat for the next 2 weeks. So now I'm going to hand things back to Jake for our last local.
All right, thanks a lot, Margaret. Of course, going to need to keep our eye on those two waves, although they pose no immediate threat to land or even the United States for over a week, potentially as much as 2 weeks. For now, locally, starting to clear out a little bit. 83 degrees, dew point at 74. Plenty of low-level moisture, which is, again, why I've been seeing some light to moderate showers scattered across the area today. No real wind to speak of, although we've had some light southerly flow, which has really brought more of that low-level moisture into our area. As you see right here in the satellite and radar, most of it been coming out of the southwest. Typically, these showers tend to follow the general environmental steering pattern, so that's why you see these showers pretty weak. Once they get over land, they kind of lose their luster and eventually dissipate. So we got a little bit of a shower earlier on, but just enough to cool you off, not really enough to ruin any of your afternoon plans. Where you see those lower temperatures, some of the rain has fallen. 84 degrees in Quincy, 83 here in Tallahassee. But once again, Mariana, but getting spared all the time, it seems like lately. 88 degrees. They've had sunny skies around there most of the day today. A little bit cooler down by the coast, as you're accustomed to seeing. Shout out to Matt, who's down there over near St. George Island. The dew points, mostly in the 70s anywhere you look, although Thomasville and Mariana are a little bit stubborn and more comfortable up in the mid to upper 60s here, 66-degree dew point. Again, not really too much in terms of moisture at the upper levels, which is why we haven't been seeing much in terms of big-time thunderstorm activity, although these dew points are enough to make things rather uncomfortable out there. You see, we're in that 70 to 79-degree range, otherwise known as oppressive. Not exactly ideal for any kind of outdoor activities, but we're used to it down here in Florida, and this is still the time of year. It's essentially still summer around here, technically still is until the 21st. Here's the Futurecast Heat Index, going to be showing you what it's feeling like as you start your day Friday here. 73 degrees is what you should expect to feel like tomorrow as you wake up. And Friday in the afternoon, really heating up here. You're going to see those afternoon highs in the mid-80s, or mid to upper 80s, and feeling like the mid-90s out there. So still plenty of humidity at the low levels to make it feel just a little bit more uncomfortable. Cooling off a little bit as we get into Friday here later on, and then Saturday, another similar picture as we have a pretty large chance for rain. If you're going to be taking your Friday off at the beach, winds are going to be out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Pretty low surf. Again, the UV index, hydration, sunscreen, all a necessity, as we're accustomed to seeing in September. For the day planner tomorrow, afternoon rain is possible, perhaps even likely. For tonight, 70 degrees, a nice night ahead, some light cloud cover. Winds are out of the southwest, 5 miles per hour. And here's the 7-day forecast. Again, Friday and Saturday looking like our pretty rough days out here, 60% chance of rain. But then once we calm things down a bit on Sunday, that stagnant ridging pattern is going to really kick in, and you see the consistency of those temperatures. 90 degrees, 91 degrees pretty much every day going forward.
Yep, it settles right back into that end of summer heat as we get into next week. So it's going to be another hot week and another chance of rain week, so remember to pack your umbrellas.
Of course, and we have our football game coming up against North Carolina State in about 9 days from now. And that pattern of 90, 91 degree temperatures is likely to hold true through then, so you can expect a pretty nasty one out there. Hopefully things cool down once Miami comes into town in early October, once we get these first couple cold fronts moving
that'll
through.
be nice once the cold fronts start coming through. Do we have a game time for next weekend yet?
Yes, 12 p.m. noon
so
kickoff.
Another hot, sunny football game.
Yeah, if you guys remember Charleston Southern last year, it's going to be a pretty similar experience to that. I know a lot of people that didn't even make it one quarter out there, and again, well, be smart if you're going to be out at the game. It's the home opener, ACC opener. You know, emotion's going to be running high after everything that's happened to the state, but play it smart because it's going to be a hot one.
Yeah, but to get to there first, we got to make it through the next 7 days. And once you make it through the strong rain chances for tomorrow and Saturday, those rain chances do taper off, and we get right back in to the 20% chance of rain, passing clouds, 90 degrees pattern that we've been seeing for the last couple of months.
Exactly. Looking forward to seeing some sunshine out there for sure, though. For all of us here at FSU Weather, I'm meteorologist Jay Karstens.
And I'm student meteorologist Margaret Hollis.